Happy birthday, Kokomi. Sango no Miya Kokomi is probably my favorite character in Genshin Impact. She is a heal slut to the max, and you know I love heal sluts. So I wanted to do a video. I did a makeup look inspired by her and a look inspired by her. She's my favorite water priestess, water magician, as it were. And if you want to stick around and see why I like her so much, keep on watching. In a game like Genshin Impact, there's a lot you can do, and there's lots of different types of characters. Healers in general in Genshin Impact, they are vital, but there are a few healers that are considered good, and most healers are considered meh, because it's a game about dealing damage. But Kokomi is a healer that does damage, and here's me showing off my artifacts. If you play the game, you'll be able to appreciate these and how good they are. If you don't play the game, I'm not going to bother trying to explain it to you. But I'm pretty happy with what my setup is for Kokomi. She's the only character in the game that can't crit. Pretty unique. And she scales off of her HP and her healing bonus, so you want to build her entirely around that. And she does more damage based off of it. So I have her built entirely for HP, lots of energy, and I'm constantly using her abilities to heal the team. And as somebody who's always loved to heal, I had to. So, if those of you who don't know, Kokomi had a glitch where her ult would last forever and would be able to walk on water. So I naively thought that they would let us keep it, but no. So I'm gonna glad I got this video. I explored all the world of Genshin. Well, I explored all of the ocean coastal lines with her infinite water walking glitch, and this is it really sped up. But this is me going through the marshlands of Leeway, and it's really pretty, I gotta say. My favorite aspect of these video games, a lot of people ask me why I like video games so much, it's being able to escape into a fantasy world of beauty, and like, yes, I could go into real life beauty, but this kind of beauty is accessible, and I don't have to worry about how this lagoon has a bunch of oil in it. Just saying. Yeah, also while I did this, I was able to snap a lot of pictures. You know, I've been trying to take pictures more in my life and just in general, have memories. I didn't do that when I was younger, and it's just nice. It's nice. It makes me remember more. It makes me appreciate it more. Kokomi being able to walk on water like this was a temporary thing, but because of her glitch, I was able to explore this virtual world and appreciate its natural beauty in a way that I don't think I ever had. So on that level, I'm really happy that you know what I mean? Well, but I'm really happy that glitch existed. I'm bummed that it's gone, to be honest, but most people don't even have Kokomi. I'm happy I got her. You know, this is one of those games where you have to be lucky to get the characters you want, and I'm very lucky. I'm fortunate. Kokomi chose me, and I think it's because I give healer energy. She was actually, there's a lot of outrage about her because people consider her to be bad, but I think after all this time, maybe even come out with an artifact set that's entirely designed around her mechanics. And because of it, she's honestly a powerhouse, and she's always been really good at healing. And they're designing more and more content where healing is necessary, so honestly, Kokomi is just looking better and better. So I'm really happy now. Look at this view. So now you're going to be able to get to see me going into the abyss with my Kokomi, just seeing floors 11 and 12. And no, I don't get the fastest clears or the coolest numbers, but what I do get is a really solid team. And I get to showcase Kokomi and Yai, both who came home to me in the first 10 roll. I'm not even kidding. They both love me a lot. And I have 2 great weapons for them. And I run an electrocharge team with Venti. And my preferred second is Beto with my double electro. She can usually keep her ult up. And most people don't have Venti. This is actually my alt account, so you're going to hate me. But I had when this game first came out, I had a bunch of reroll accounts. I was trying to reroll for Venti, and this was one of my accounts that had Venti, and I had multiple, so I've just been collecting roles for a while and got a lot of characters that I like a lot. And Venti is really good. There are a lot of characters that do what he does, like Sucrose and Kazuha, but Venti, he's a battery. He gives the whole team energy, just like any good yoga instructor would, just saying. But Kokomi, Yai, Beto, they're all really energy hungry characters, so if you try to pair them all together, it won't work unless you have Venti. Give them a Favonius Warbow, he gives them all energy. And so what you see me doing is essentially a rotation of using everybody's ults, and then I stack it all on my Kokomi. And then Kokomi comes in, heals everyone, and her artifact set creates a bubble that pops a bunch of damage. It can do as much as 30,000 damage. If you play this game, that's actually pretty good. And Electro Charge is a mechanic where when you put Hydro on an enemy, like with Kokomi, and then you put Electro on the enemy, it'll stagger them a bunch, and then it'll do AoE damage. So it's really, it does a lot of damage, and it can also prevent enemies from attacking you because they're being staggered by the Electro Charge. And my Kokomi also has a lot of artifacts with EM, so the Electro Charge damage is that much higher. These enemies, specifically Abyss Lectors, are really annoying unless you have a Hydro Catalyst user, but everyone has Barbara. People always joke about how Kokomi is just like 5-star by Barbara, and to be honest, she is. As a lover of Kokomi, Barbara can actually do a lot of what I'm showing here, but Barbara is no main DPS. Some people play DPS Barbara, but you can't get near the numbers that Kokomi does. And yeah, it's not anywhere near impressive. I mean, I think I only get 4 stars in this run, but it's not about speed clearing for me. For me, it is fun, you know, and Kokomi represents something I love about these games is the ability to heal. I'm not kidding. I think being able to heal wounds, being able to, I don't know, being able to help people, even if I'm helping my own teammates that I control, that I just really have always liked it, you know? My name in this one game I used to play, it's like League of Legends, but it's almost dead now. It's called Heroes of New Earth. My tag was Heal Slut, and I've just always loved being a healer in games. When I played Overwatch, I was always using Mercy, and I'm not ashamed of it. I just don't like to shoot people. I like to heal people. That's why I like Kokomi so much. That's why I like Jean so much. And I do love Yai, and I love Venti. I like this game. If you want to hear me talk more about Genshin Impact and why I like it, I'd love to, but nobody on my channel has been that interested so far, but I wanted to do something special for Kokomi's birthday, and you can see mine in action. These are Abyss Lectors that are entirely Hydro, so at this point it's all my Electro girls doing the damage, but Kokomi can still help because the artifact set that was designed around her makes the healing she does gets converted into physical damage, which does damage these guys. And what makes the Abyss really hard now is they give these really high, really arbitrarily high damage ceilings where you need to hit stupid high damage, right? But now it's also all on elemental shields, so characters like Albedo, they just don't work. Albedo's E doesn't proc on someone's shield. So, and Kokomi, she's a Hydro Catalyst user. She can't do damage to someone who's got a Hydro shield unless she has that set, and I do. And I'm really glad that they did that, because a lot of the outrage about Kokomi I think was quelled by the fact that now she does have a special artifact set just for her, right? And isn't that all anybody wanted? And I hear they're trying to do that for every single servant. And I think that's amazing. Because this game, you know, it's not PvP, so oftentimes games like this, when they're not PvP, they don't get balanced because they don't have to. Genshin has been getting some balancing in the form of artifacts being added, characters being added. Some characters have been fine-tuned, like Zhongli, but I think that was an exception, not something that's going to continue to happen. You know what I mean? The Magu Kenki is a perfect example of what this team would struggle with. Beto team with Venti is all about swirling the enemies together. An Electro Charge team wants to do multiple enemies, but Magu Kenki is just one hard to pin down guy. However, Yai and Kokomi really take the lead in this team here because they can just pummel single target damage. Yai, I can talk more about her, and I'm gonna do a video on her actually, but she has a specialty where she just does constant overtime damage with her 3 sentries. They just do overtime electro damage, and you can blow them up with her ultimate, and then she drops 3 more. But then Kokomi, she can pummel her fish right into the Magukanki. So she's essentially my machine gun in this lineup. And it's a slow and steady wins the race sort of game. I mean, I'm pretty sure I get only 1 star for this floor when I complete it, because this is my alt account. My main account, I'm pretty sure, can 9-star this floor, but it's actually getting it's getting controversy in the Genshin community because the Spiral Abyss just keeps getting harder and harder to get 9 stars in, and I'm not sure where I stand on it, to be honest, because I'm okay with it getting harder, but the problem is that some of it is like really restrictive on getting the new servant or whatever's like flavor of the month OP, you know what I mean? And I would say I would have to see more Abyss to see if they continue to trend this way, but this Abyss I do think became a lot easier because I had Yai. So maybe I'm biased. All I'll say is I don't feel bad about not being able to 9-star floor 12, but I can see why some people would, you know? But it's not the end of the world to me. I had a lot of fun using my non-meta team. Look at these beautiful girls, and I love them. Okay, my favorite thing about Genshin is the day-night cycle and like the cooking, and you can just, I used to log into this game and feel like there were all these things I needed to do, but now I just do what I want. It's freedom. So with that, speaking of doing what I want, I'm doing a video on Genshin, even though analytics-wise I probably shouldn't because people don't watch these kinds of videos on my channel. But if you liked it, let me know down below. Comment, like, subscribe, and yeah. It means a lot to me when people like this sort of stuff because I really like video games. I love to be a gamer girl, and I love Kokomi. Happy birthday, Kokomi.